So after those two transactions, you realized that real estate was really what was gonna create real wealth in your life.
Yes. So going back just a little bit, when we were in California, we were looking to come back to Idaho, and actually, the current owners of, or the last owners that had my business I bought it from, they owned an apartment complex. What we wanted, we called them up randomly on August day to buy that complex. That was the whole thinking, and we thought that would cover enough expenses where we could move and then figure out what we were really going to do. He said that was part of his retirement plan, but he did have a business for sale. That's when I said, send over the numbers, and it made sense on.
So you saw, not only were you looking at buying a piece of real estate, you also saw someone that you admired that also told you that that was his retirement plan, which is why he wasn't selling it to you.
100%, yeah. So the wealthier families that I've been around that I'm going to say grew up with, but did not grow up with, right? Just knew in the family and everything, they all had real estate, all of them. Some was commercial, some was residential, some was the multifamily. There was a common theme, and I forget the percentage, but I read somewhere where most people make their wealth in real estate.
Well, and as we've kind of touched the tip of the iceberg, that it doesn't matter what you do in life, you have Uncle Sam as your partner.
Right.
And real estate is the easiest way to cut him completely out of your life.
Yeah. Which gets super interesting. Like that's the thing that we started talking about, and you're fairly knowledgeable about, and that's one thing that we've just been trying to learn as much as possible, right? All the different write-offs and everything.
And when you look at how you can really keep that working for you, including the leverage that you can use, where interest rates are currently at, I mean, it really does create a substantial wealth builder. So, what is your 10-year plan for you in real estate?
So my 10-year plan is get as many doors as possible. That was the more bigger vision, right? I've got the number 1,000. I want 1,000 doors within my lifetime. Multifamily doors,
and you currently have 3.
Right now we have 3, correct.
Okay, so that's a pretty substantial goal.
It is, yeah.
And you've got this all mapped out.
Not all mapped out, no. But I try to reverse engineer things, right?
Oh,
so know what you really want, and then chunk it up.
Right.
Chunk it up.
Right. I see.
Yeah, another millennial term, chunk it up.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I thought the reverse engineering was a millennial term for take it apart, which is what I always did. I just never could get it to go back together.
Sure.
I always had parts left over.
Yeah. But no, just speaking as far as like actual targets go, the first target was 100,000. We needed $100,000. That was the first target. We didn't know what we were going to do with that other than buy real estate. So after we took the appreciation, everything we got, and pulled some cash together, we were able to come up with some money, and that's when we made our third transaction, real estate transaction. So in 10 years though, I think, and this might sound kind of weird as far as mathematically goes and everything, but I know for sure we can get 100 doors accomplished in 10 years. And then from there, it compounds on itself.
Right.
So.
Well, and as you saw with the spreadsheet that I sent you, that just owning your home, getting it to a place where you've got 20% down, and using that equity to buy your second home, while using FHA type financing with low down payments, in a course of 10 years, you can be well on your way to 12 or 15 doors with putting a little extra aside every month. So your goal, there comes a point when you're no longer working at your job, real estate becomes your job.
Yeah.
And that transition will happen for you probably sooner than you think.
Yeah, and honestly, that's one thing, Kels, my wife, we've been talking about is how do we get our life structure to where we're able to allot the time we think is necessary to real estate, because that's what we know is really going to not take care of us, but take care of baby Ella, and so forth and down.
Right.
So it's really a generational thing, and,
Right.
and we're first gen, if you will, nobody was necessarily holding our hands through this process or anything. So I'm very grateful for the fact that you're willing to take time and show us the process.
Well, I can only show you what I bumped my head on
Right.
through the process, but you know, one thing that I do know is that real estate isn't difficult.
Yeah.
You know, the time that it takes to make the money in real estate, like you said though, you've got somebody else paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to pay attention a certain time of the month when the bills are due
Mm-hmm.
and the rent is due,
Mm-hmm.
and then you need to respond to requests from the tenant as far as what needs to happen and if there's maintenance or there's repairs or things like that. But all of that is still something that you can hire someone else to do while you go do your day job,
8 to
putting
10%.
putting more aside
Yeah.
for your next real estate deal. So it's staying in your swim lane
Right.
and doing what you do best and allowing somebody else to do what they do best, and or joining all the other guys down at the local Home Depot on a Saturday morning for the first of 9 trips to fix that toilet.
Right.
So
And been there.
yeah,
That's when I realized this was not my gig.
that's right.
I'll keep
That's
doing
right. You know, there's people that love those handyman projects, and
Yeah.
I've never been one.
I love the idea of them.
You know, I don't even like the idea. I don't like the idea. Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely.
We're gonna be checking in with you more,
Awesome.
seeing where this goes and seeing the progress as you and your wife explore this fairly new path for you and
Yeah.
your family toward your ultimate goals of wealth.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Thanks,
you.
Susan.